Hello, hello. Today is July 1st. You see me there in a little video where I painted sleep. This is done on June 26th. We now see the top news about what President Trump calls the big beautiful bill. And what they do is that they are working overnight. Okay, so let me repeat a bit here. The main news that's been a lot in the news lately. If you look, if you look at the news, you will notice that what is it about? Well, it's about war, of course, because there's some war in the world right now, but it's also focused around this political stuff, which is currently the what Trump calls the big beautiful bill. That's what he calls it, and the Senate is working overnight. They don't sleep. So what's going on here is that what's actually going on is that the world is not what it seems. The world is a result of art, basically. Different forms of things floating around, inspiring all of us. We are inspired because why? Well, because we live in, like, we are fractals. We live inside a fractal. We live inside a self-similarity. And that means that there are things that are prone to happen. And within this space of artistic expression, which actually affects everything. Within this, tapping into this, like I'm doing, you notice that what is the result? Well, the result is that the top news is turning in that direction. So, yeah, they are working overnight. Suddenly, my painting from less than a week ago is resonating here on the world stage in the form of people being up overnight. In my previous video, I showed you that the YouTube channel Mr. Beast, with it's the biggest YouTube channel. He didn't sleep at all. He was up overnight, just like these guys here in the Senate. So yes, like, take note here that also the theme of my previous video, which was, oh, Mr. Beast is up overnight. Mr. Beast is not sleeping. Oh, but the Senate is not sleeping now. We see a continuation, a continuity. And what this means, what this means is that from the perspective of art, this world is very simple. The complexity that is playing out, things are complex around us, and this complexity is an illusion. Things are simple. And this is why, you know, some of you guys listening here would probably hope that what I'm saying is wrong, because complexity has 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 a kind of good feeling to it. Like if when you do something complex and complicated, you feel like, oh, I did something. I did something. I am someone. I am someone doing complicated things. Wow, that's so amazing. That's how you think about the complexity. But then, oh wow, what's happening here? You know, everything is simple. I'm telling you, it's so simple. But that's like from this perspective of the um, conti continuum, you know? Like this is literally a continuum, a continuity, but a slow changing continuity. And what I'm doing is that I'm listening, I'm watching carefully to see what's actually going on. And then I know that I'm like pretty early to like I feel like I'm the first to see things. I feel like that, and so what I do is that I like that means that I'm close to some kind of like some kind of first thought, you know? It's like I'm thinking something for the first time. It feels like that, and I express this thought in a simple drawing. I express the thought, and I expect it to have this potency in it from experience. You know, I've done this many times. You know, so but I know that there are people here that like you would wish me like to not be able to be right here, you know, because it's not super pleasant to just see the complexity fall apart, you know, and everything becomes some kind of what do we call it? You know, cartoon, you know. It's not super fun to just see the world become a cartoon all the time, to have that way of seeing things. But like it's a bit like that, you know. A cartoon is very simple. You know, a cartoon has a simplicity and artistic in it, you know. And so, yeah, you know, you can't really argue here that this is not front page news. And you have to agree that the previous video that I did about Mr. Beast working overnight to prepare his videos, like you have to see here that, but what's going on? Like my previous video is literally continuing in this one, where we see the Senate working overnight. And all of this is the complexity revealing itself in a simple way, like becoming simple, something becoming simple. And you know, when it comes to that, there is a literal, like, complicated things are prone to, like, when revealed, when something simple is revealed, the complicated thing is no longer robust. It just falls apart. And we go back to a simplicity. We go back to simple things. And like, I know that my argument is so weird, you know, that I'm telling you that the world, like, there is this artistic ether. I know that some people, some listeners here know for a fact that this is true. You know, that there is one other artist here that I know for sure. He knows that this is valid. He can see it in retrospect in his own art, like this other guy, Jan. he can see in retrospect that his art has this effect, or at least it was the poems, poems, art, like it's kind of the same thing. Music, art, poetry, it's all the same. And he noticed in retrospect that, and that's cool. Anyhow, um, but what I'm doing here is that I tell you beforehand that something is like I just tell you that this is going to be resonate, and then basically it happens, and we see now that the Senate is working overnight. It becomes world news, and I repeat, we also see a continuity from my previous video about Mr. Beast. How Mr. Beast is working overnight, and he didn't get any sleep. Do you remember? Just press one video back and you see it. And then we had this other, the family that the married couple that was pardoned by Trump's administration or whatever. That 19-year-old son wanting to sleep in the same room as the parents, and it becomes this article about it. So yes, I'm showing you evidence, and I know it hurts because complexity is it is a vanity, and I'm sorry to say, like, complexity really is a vanity. And what happens is that, like, complexity is vulnerable to something simple. Like, simple things are stable. If you look into control theory, or for example, in mathematics, you have a system of that is very much, you have a function that is non-linear versus linear, and you can see that the linear function is more predictable, and more stable because of that, something like that, okay? Simple solutions are better. Like, if you find the simple solution, that's it, you found it. And this is basically when it comes to our sentient reality, it has these ideas. It's like a mind with ideas floating around. And what I do is that I pick up on that before it happens. And then I paint it. And when I paint it, I make it worse. Like, I make it more intense. And not worse, like, I just make it more intense because that's like some kind of, what do I call it? Yeah, okay, I forgot the name of it, but a catalyst, okay? I become this catalyst that increases a reaction, basically that is already like going on a little bit behind the scenes. I pick up on that and I strengthen it. That's what I do. And that's like, it's basically magic, and it's super hard to do. And I think that's why no one else is doing it. Like, as I said, there's some guys that realize that retroactively, they realize that they did something. Like, and actually, when I hear some people speak, I know that, okay, now this guy is doing something, but he don't know. He doesn't know about it. I know. I can see that he's like, I can see that someone else is acting like a catalyst, but he doesn't know about it. So that's what I can do, like, it's like instantaneous for me. I can see if I know that I do it, but I can also see if other people do it. The difference is that they don't know about it. They are unaware at the moment when they are catalysts. So, but anyhow, here's some more like evidence, you know. And I know that, like, if there are any researchers here looking, you know, this is really how do you say? It's like it is confusing that it actually works what I'm doing. It's like it's really confusing. I know, but yeah, but it works, and the Senate is working overnight. This is from front page news because this is the thing that they're focusing on in the news. The what Trump calls the big beautiful bill is what Trump calls it. And it's June 1st, working overnight, no sleep. Lastly, I want to end again by saying that this theme here, that this news is a continuity from my video about Mr. Beast working overnight. Don't close your eyes to that fact that this is a continuity from my previous video about that. And now we see the news continue about the same thing. Working overnight, okay? Behind the scenes of the complexity, there are simple things. Simple things. And people like to, you know, when you listen to music, you like a certain classical piece. Because of the fact that the notes have this perfection in them, this harmonious perfection. And you are left, how do you say? You have no choice but to like music. You know, you hear music, you don't have any choice that you shouldn't like the music, you like it. It's the same thing, like what you say, what you do, you have, in a way, like sometimes you have no choice, you know, you do what feels right. And what feels right is this like the patternicity feels right, you know, and then people just fulfill the pattern so that it becomes. But I still don't think that people are without free will. No, like there is a free will working behind the scenes, and you do this just like I do these things, and I whatever. There is some kind of free will, of course, which makes everyone responsible for what they do. And yeah, that's how it is. So yeah, they're working overnight. They are fulfilling my painting from June 26. Today is July 1st, and yeah, it is basically fulfilling itself again. Like it's getting perfect here again, and it is amazing. I do believe that the way that my audience is ignoring the fact that, you know, this groundbreaking phenomena that I'm presenting, the way that it's ignored, I believe that is not healthy for anyone. It's not healthy for me, but I also don't think it's healthy for you to ignore what I do, because I do believe that there's always an outside observer that makes the distinction of consciousness and asks itself what is alive, what is conscience, what is sentience, and tries to figure out who is sentient, who is alive basically, and what is not alive, what is not able to think, what is not able to feel. And then, you know, as I said in another video, when it comes to this fractal world, it is like a room of mirrors sometimes, which means that you can ask yourself, is a mirror able to feel pain? No, you know, a mirror can give signs of pain. A mirror can show pain. But it cannot feel it. And this is so interesting and so noteworthy that things can give signs of pain but not feel it in a kind of fractal philosophical way. This is how it is. So I believe that there's always an outside observer. I am an observer. And I'm doing this, you know, I'm looking at things and seeing things, but I always believe that there's always something beyond oneself, and looking and doing distinctions, and there's yeah. So it's not healthy for anyone that this is ignored. It's not healthy for me, it's not healthy for you. And yeah, I don't think so, you know, because this is blatant evidence of a groundbreaking phenomena that the world needs to know about. So, because there's a lot more to say. See you guys.